wenye she and sha ndio wale watu ya adani. Na hao watu wakija kuona rais, hata ukiwa deputy president ama minister, utamngoja hapo saa 5 akiongea na hiyo watu wakipanga hiyo mane. So Mr. President, be an honest man. Look for a mirror before you talk about corruption and look at yourself. If you think the people of Kenya are very intelligent, Rigathi Gachagua has not been associated with any scandal in this country. So wewe unaenda pale unasema he is incompetent. In matters incompetence, Mr. President, I tend to agree with you to a certain extent. Serikali yako ni ya uongo, kutenga, kudanganya watu. Uliandika mkataba na watu ya Western, ukamjema utajenga 1000 kilometers, hujajenga. Umekuwa hapo juzi unafungua transformer. Wewe mimi ulitaka nikusaidie kudanganya wa Kenya. In matters kudanganya wa Kenya, Mr. President, I'm incompetent. Absolutely. I accept. Because hiyo alikuwa anataka tuende ku-launch barabara na anajua hakuna budget. Tukitoka matinga inafanya nini? Sasa hiyo ndio kazi rais anataka nimsaidie. Ndio anasema huyu haelewi programu za serikali. Sasa kwenda kupeleka matinga ukijua hakuna kazi inafanya, hiyo ni programu ya serikali. He was telling me to go and defend Adani. Tulikuwa na Eugene Wamalwa, huyu mheshimiwa, na Onyonga kwa mazishi Kitale. Huyu Onyonga akaamuka, akalima serikali mambo ya Adani. Na mimi nakaa tu pale, I don't want to nod because I'm still in office. That Adani thing is the worst form of corruption in this country. So mimi nilipoamuka, I never responded. So one of the PAs ya mkubwa akanipigia simu. Mtu yuko huko, mtu ya 36. Wewe ni deputy president ya sangapi? Maana ya deputy president, you speak last. Dio ile maneno yote iko baya serikali ukanu. Kwa nini huyo Nyonga alilima serikali mambo ya Adani and you are not defending? Nikamwambia I cannot answer you. Tell your boss to call me. So president ananiambia, nimwambia mimi siwezi. That thing is corruption. I cannot defend it, Mr. President. I cannot. That is why he is saying I was not defending government programs. Sasa corruption, is it a government program? So wanasema ati I'm incompetent. Hii mtu hakuna kitu anaelewa. Sasa kama serikali ni wizi tupu, sasa what is there to defend? Walinipeleka Senate ati nimekataa watu watolewe Nairobi River. Walinishitaki nimekataa watu wafukuzwe Marigiti Market. Those are things I could not do. Ukiangalia hii maneno ya affordable housing, and there are two watu wawili, moja anaitwa Adil na mwingine anaitwa Jayesh. These are the conveyors of corruption in this country. Na ndio watu wenye she and sha ndio wale watu ya adani. Na hao watu wakija kuona rais, hata ukiwa deputy president ama minister, utamngoja hapo saa 5 akiongea na hiyo watu wakipanga hiyo mane. So Mr. President, be an honest man. Look for a mirror before you talk about corruption and look at yourself. If you think the people of Kenya are very intelligent, Rigathi Gachagua has not been associated with any scandal in this country. So wewe unaenda pale unasema he is incompetent. In matters incompetence, Mr. President, I tend to agree with you to a certain extent. Serikali yako ni ya uongo, kutenga, kudanganya watu. Uliandika mkataba na watu ya Western, ukamjema utajenga 1000 kilometers, hujajenga. Umekuwa hapo juzi unafungua transformer. Wewe mimi ulitaka nikusaidie kudanganya wa Kenya. In matters kudanganya wa Kenya, Mr. President, I'm incompetent. Absolutely. I accept. Because hiyo alikuwa anataka tuende ku-launch barabara na anajua hakuna budget. Tukitoka matinga inafanya nini? Sasa hiyo ndio kazi rais anataka nimsaidie. Ndio anasema huyu haelewi programu za serikali. Sasa kwenda kupeleka matinga ukijua hakuna kazi inafanya, hiyo ni programu ya serikali. He was telling me to go and defend Adani. Tulikuwa na Eugene Wamalwa, huyu mheshimiwa, na Onyonga kwa mazishi Kitale. Huyu Onyonga akaamuka, akalima serikali mambo ya Adani, na mimi nakaa tu vale. I don't want to nod because I'm still in office. That Adani thing is the worst form of corruption in this country. So mimi nilipoamuka, I never responded. So one of the PAs ya mkubwa akanipigia simu. Mtu yuko huko, mtu ya 36. Wewe ni deputy president ya sangapi? Maana ya deputy president, you speak last. Dio ile maneno yote iko baya serikali ukanu. Kwa nini huyo Nyonga alilima serikali mambo ya Adani and you are not defending? Nikamwambia I cannot answer you. Tell your boss to call me. So president amenifikia, nimemwambia mimi siwezi. That thing is corruption. I cannot defend it, Mr. President. I cannot. That is why he is saying I was not defending government programs. Sasa corruption, is it a government program? So wanasema ati I'm incompetent. Hii mtu hakuna kitu anaelewa. Sasa kama serikali ni wizi tupu, sasa what is there to defend? Walinipeleka Senate ati nimekataa watu watolewe Nairobi River. Walinishitaki nimekataa watu wafukuzwe Marigiti Market. Those are things I could not do. Ukiangalia hii maneno ya affordable housing, it is the worst fraud against the people of Kenya. And it's good today I tell the country. And those are things he was telling me to go to TV to defend. I told him I will not. Mimi pia nikichwa ngumu. That housing, initially we believed in the president. That ni ya kuleta ajira, nini, maneno kizungu mingi, we looked okay. Until it came to my attention, it has nothing to do with housing. Ni biashara. Ya kwamba PS wa housing. Ukitaka kujenga affordable housing, you must go and sign a subcontract na kampuni ile tauza simiti na chuma na mabati. Na hiyo kampuni watu wale wakubwa zaidi Kenya wako ndani ya wapi? So this housing levy inatolewa kwa watu ya Kenya is to make sure these houses are going on, ndio hao wauze simiti, wauze chuma, wauze mabati. That is what the president is accusing me of not understanding and being incompetent. Sasa mimi nauliza, na mimi nataka niseme, I want to assure the people of Kenya, this team I see here, and when I listen to the people of Kenya, because I listen a lot, once a new government is sworn in, that housing levy will have to be abolished so that we restore the dignity of the payslip. The dignity of the payslip. Wakenya wamehangaishwa zaidi. Na nimeona mpaka yule mkubwa ya wafanyikazi amekuwa ameingia kwa hiyo praise and worship team. Watu nakazwa mambo ya NSSF, mambo haongei. Kazi yake ni praise and worship. Those are the things sisi ambaye tumeshindwa kufanya. So finally ndio nimalize, because I wanted to tell the president, usidanganye wa Kenya. Useme ukweli, tulikosania corruption because wewe ndio unaeneza corruption na watu yako. Na it is impossible to make any progress in this country unless we sort out this country in terms of leadership. We'll sink lower and lower. Finally niambie watu ya Western, because mimi naona huyo jamaa amekwama hapo kwenu. Nyinyi mko na bahati that we are here to advise you. Alienda kwenu siku 6. Kwetu he was there 6 days out of 7 every week. Hakuna kanisa hajaingia. Hakuna barabara hajui kwa jina. Hakuna soko hajui kwa jina. And you would memorize, you are very impressed. Anataja barabara, Wakikuyu wanasema these men called a community that has pride, a community that's hardworking, that is rich. And there are two watu wawili, moja anaitwa Adil na mwingine anaitwa Jayesh. These are the conveyors of corruption in this country. Na ndio watu wenye she and sha, ndio wale watu ya Adani. Na hawa watu wakija kuona rais, hata ukiwa deputy president na minister, utamungoja hapo sana.
Freak 24 political discussion kicks off right now. Welcome to Africa 24. Where are you joining this beautiful conversation? And of course, you know that this is the political discussion that happens here every day at 10 p.m. East African time, 12 minutes past 10 p.m. And this is the political discussion. We welcome you wherever you are. Make sure you join us and also tell us what you think is happening in this country, because we have a lot of things to discuss. And also we have also to tell Kenyans some of the things that are happening in this country, because politically we have a lot of issues that have been raised before 2027. But the main issue that we are having is the cabinet reshuffle again that happened the other day, and Kenyans are still having those discussions in the social media and trying to question, why do you have this cabinet reshuffle? Why is President Ruto having this cabinet reshuffle for anytime he wakes up? Then you know that he has to do the cabinet reshuffle. We have been seeing a lot of people getting into the government. We saw the other day Geoffrey Ruku now is the cabinet secretary for the public service, and also Gachagua friends, of course, they have responded to Justin Muturi being sacked by the president, and they are saying that it's illegal. It's illegal because Justin Muturi has been in the. It's illegal because Justin Muturi has been in this for a long time. He has been in the government for a long time. So if then we are having the change, then government should also know that Justin Muturi, he was trying to defend his son who was abducted the other day. And of course, he has been saying that when things happen, then who is to be complained? They are complaining because they're saying the government is incompetent. We have been saying Gachagua, because the friends of Gachagua, they have been saying a lot of things are happening. The likes of Karungo Dhanwa, you have seen now Muchomba, of course. But there's a speech that was given by Muchomba where she said that Gachagua should stop only claiming the mountain has been neglected. He should focus with the entire nation, because he is a public figure. And they think that him being a public figure, then they think he also needs to change this notion of giving a speech that only targets with Kikuyus. And also, Kikuyus, they have been neglected. The other day we saw Didi Nyoro, of course, he was one of the main point man who assisted Ruto to also win the 2022 general election. But after some time, what was said that he was doing a lot of projects in Kiaru, and this is one area that made a lot of members of parliament to start complaining, because there's no equal distribution of resources. There was no equal distribution, and that is why we are having these issues being raised by the Kenya Kwanza and also members of the state. We are also seeing a lot of leaders complaining. But the other day we saw Gachagua saying that he is not having any trust with the Kenya Kwanza government, and he was one of the members who was in the government. We have seen the war. There's a political war that has been started the other day after what we witnessed in the Harambee Stars game, whereby Kenya was playing against Gabon. We saw Peter Salasia where he was assaulted by one of the members, and of course they are saying it's Gabon members. I remember Leo saying Gabon fans, they are the one who assaulted Peter Salasia, and they also complaining that Luos now and Luyas, because we have Mashemeji, they call it Mashemeji, and they think that now there's no Mashemeji. Now, after that, of course, over the weekend, we saw what happened in Nyayo. Same weekend, we are having Mashemeji after a long time being postponed. So what is going to happen after what we witnessed in terms of politics? Most of members, they have responded to Shagua, and others have responded to what happened to Salasia. Others have responded to the fight between the Luos and Luyas. Raila Odinga is being also criticized for making the youth to start dividing each other, because you saw the other day when Salasia was being pushed out of the stadium. They're saying that I was following what Gaucho said. Of course, Calvin was saying this was as a result of Raila Odinga. Raila was not in that fight, but he was in that VVIP, whereby the presidential seat were. And they are saying that this is because Luos have been absorbed by the government, and the Luyas, of course, they have been also trying to separate themselves from the government, the likes of Natembea. And you remember even the handshake after the signing of the MOU, what happened the other day, whereby Natembea said that they are not going to follow the path that Raila followed, because they believe they can also change the country. The likes of Musalia Mudavade, they have been also been slammed by Natembea. He has been saying that they have been incompetent for the last 30 years. They have been in government, they have been active in the government, doing nothing. Now they want to change. Of course, Peter Salasia, that is one of the members who has been fighting for the Luya region, and they think that they will come back. They will make a situation. They will make a change in the Luyas. Now the fight is between the Luos and Luyas. So what is going to happen when it comes to the Machemeji? If we have him Machemeji, then on weekend, then we expect a lot of things. But the president has said, the president of the Football Kenya Federation says that if we are going to have fights in the stadium because of politics, then it means we are not going to have Machemeji in this country forever, because this stadium is also one of the stadiums that will be used for the Chan hosting in August. And bear in mind now in the month of April, whereby we are having few months before August. So if funds come and finalize the ongoing construction, then it means Kenya will also move a step back, which is because of politics. So we expect also Kenyans. So if you're following us here, Africa 24, make sure you are not going to cause chaos, and you know you are football fan because of politics, because we have seen how Raila and also the Luos, the Luyas, they have been relating after what we saw. It's like now we don't have the Mashemeji. Mashemeji is no more there, and of course we hope that country will remain united. Unity is what will move this country to the next level, because without unity, then it means Kenya will always remain behind. Kenya will always remain behind when we don't have unity in terms of leadership, in terms of Kenyans, because if we have unity, then Kenya will move ahead. So the fight is still there. Grudges are still there. Luos and Luyas. Kalewa has been responding to Luos every day, and there shall be also having some of the same from him. And Raila has not even joined. My good friend Jeremiah Mondi told me that Raila is so hard for having those kind of conversation with a small kid. That is quoting from him, a small boy who is even in a mid 20s. So I think maybe it's a notion, and of course we cannot also keep off from what people are saying. So we are trying to unite Kenyans. Unity is what will bring country to the next level. Yes, we have Alex here. Karibu sana. Tuambie, what do you think about the current situation? Ruto and Raila Odinga, friends, they are still not in good terms after even signing the MOU.
Good evening to you, Bonnie. I hope you're okay. And to viewers, those ones who always watch us from Mutembei, I see you guys in the comments. Subscribe hapo kwa Freak so that you get to see this show each and every day. But either way, Bonnie, I think the is we had a conversation here. I think maybe 3 weeks ago or even a month with and Joram Wangira broke it down very well. With the story of MOU, we have to focus on more important things, like having, let's say, let me say, being accountable, leaders being accountable for what they do. I see I've seen today deputy president is in the area of Moranga, and he was talking about people welcoming the president. He was talking about the developments. And if I did some fact checking, I checked that in last year, on the 16th, I think the 16th February 2024, the president spoke about the stadium in Moranga being complete by the end of the year. And we're in 2025, the month of March is almost coming to an end, Bonnie. And the stadium in Moranga is yet to be complete. It's still incomplete. That shows that we still have a long way to go, and there's still no development in the country despite us having a broad-based, combining the opposition and the government incumbent. We are still yet to see the developments that we expect. So for me, I don't think there's anything right now that Kenyans should expect from the government in terms of development. And these things, Bonnie, are on the internet. So let us do some fact checking on everything they have said from the development plans. If President Ruto came to area in Dagoretti, Bonnie, and spoke about the developments in 2022, go to the internet, do some fact checking, and move around Dagoretti. Then you find out to see whether he has completed them or not. Same thing for the members of parliament, governors, and the senators. Let us do fact checking and see what these people are doing so that we can clarify whether they are working or not.
I want to address the Luo nation. Number one, it's very unfortunate kwamba there is some characters within the Luo nation ambao wanaona kwamba Raila Odinga's opinion is always the best. It is very wrong kwamba, and this makes me beg the question, vitu imefanyika kwa Peter Salasya leo. A section of the Luo nation attacking an honorable member of parliament simply because he's calling out Raila Odinga for the things Raila Odinga is doing. It is not lost on us kwamba the Luo nation, are they fighting for liberation or what are they fighting for? One house. Because the thing is this, in wakati ya Jaramogi, Luo nation was with Kenyatta, lakini wakati Jaramogi alikosana na Kenyatta, Luo nation wakaona Kenyatta ni mbaya. Moi alikuwa mtu mbaya, lakini wakati Raila alijoin Moi akakuwa mtu mzuri. Kibaki akakuwa mtu mbaya, lakini wakati Raila alijoin Kibaki akakuwa mtu mzuri. Uhuru Kenyatta was a drunk man. That is what the Luos were telling us. That's what Raila was telling us. When he joined him, Uhuru became my brother. William Ruto wamekuwa kimuita mwizi, makanga mwizi wakati alikuwa deputy president. Wakati Raila amemjoin amekuwa mzuri. Luo nation, you have to be orderly. You have to remember what you are really fighting for. Mnapigania the Oginga family or are you fighting for liberation? It's not lost on us. Wamala wa kijana was attacked by the same Luos in Thika Stadium wakati alikuwa anajaribu kufight for the liberation ya nchi. We are angry because what a section of the Luo people are doing it wrongly. I don't know if I have to call, because haiwezekani kwamba wale Wajaluo walichukia Kenyatta ndio wale Wajaluo wako saizi. Wale Wajaluo walipiga Wamala wa kijana Thika Stadium ndio wale Wajaluo wako. In fact, personally, while at the University of Nairobi, tunnel in Lower State House Road tunnel in connect hall 4 na hall 10, I was equally attacked. Today I still bear a scar on my body of a dagger that was meant for my belly, nikahepa ikanikata kando. Na Luo nation, we are tired. Muamue, mnataka Raila ama mnataka to liberate the country called Kenya? Why the hell do you attack Raila, PK Salasya? A person who's been fighting for us. He stood with us. Amepambana na sisi to the core. When the rest of your people were about to support finance bill, PK stood with the people. Wakati watu wenu wamedanganywa wakaenda wakaimpeach Rigathi Gachagua. We know very well the role of a deputy president is an assistant. Not even a deputy, an assistant when it comes to administration. Rigathi Gachagua calls no shot within the country. Lakini wakati wanaimpeach Rigathi Gachagua, wanaacha William Ruto. You people, you are beating drums of war. Na hamjui, we have supported Raila Odinga for the longest time. We even almost abandoned Wamala wa kijana because of Raila Odinga. You people cannot appreciate. I remember in 2012, wakati Musalia alisimama sasa akasema pia yeye mwenyewe wants to run for president. You people did the same to him. I am angry. The Luo nation is equally becoming angry. You cannot attack a young leader like that simply because he's calling out Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga should tell us, alisema Uhuru Kenyatta ni mbaya, Uhuru Kenyatta akakuwa mzuri. Akasema Kibaki ni mbaya, Kibaki akakuwa mzuri. Alisema Moi ni mbaya, Moi akakuwa mzuri. He's been telling us how Ruto is the worst president ever. Saizi Ruto ni mzuri. To the extent the Luo nation can come together, attack a leader because he's going to support. In the same stadium when attack PK Selassie, that very same stadium is chanting Ruto must go, Ruto must go, Ruto must. How can a stadium be chanting Ruto must go na nyinyi mnapiga Selassie ambaye anasema kwamba William Ruto's policies are degrading this nation. William Ruto's policies are derailing this nation. Abductions are not stopping. Those are the things Raila PK is calling out. Raila when ameenda kulala na William Ruto kwa kitanda moja, then you dare attack our own leader. The rest of the Luo nation.
That is one of the members from the Luya region who is saying that he will not support what is happening because the same time we had the chance Ruto must go in the stadium, and after a while that is when Selassie got into the stadium, he was attacked by Luos, as they say, because the chance, and also those who are throwing those bottles of water, those who are throwing those seats to the Mumia system member of parliament, that is Selassie, who were said they come from Luo. After what he has been making in the social media, saying he will not follow the direction that Baba has been doing. The other day he said Baba is selfish. Baba is making headlines and also trying to convince every person to join Kenya Kwanza. And these are the kind of leaders who have been firm with their decision. Although he is young, but he has been making headlines saying that he will not follow the direction that the KK government is following. Do you support what Pointman is saying?
I think there's something they have spoken about. You see, Bonnie, violence is never an answer. So whether the people, and I don't think it's right of him to say it's the Luos who attacked Selassie, because which criteria are we using to determine it's the Luos who attacked Selassie? Let's just say it's the supporters of Raila Odinga. It could be any tribe, because Raila Odinga has a massive following in the country. It could be the people of Coast, it could be the people of Nyanza, it could be also the people of Western, it could be the people of Northeastern, it could be the people of Nairobi. Raila has a big following. So I don't think it's factual for us to say that it's Luos, because how are we able to determine it's Luos who attacked him? But for real, I will disagree with what Leo was telling us, that it's the people of Gabon. The people of, let's speak realistically, it cannot be the people of Gabon coming from their own country to this country to attack an MP from Mumia Assist. It doesn't make sense. So those are the loyal supporters of ODM who are angry with Selassie for calling out Raila Odinga. And Bonnie, if we go back to the demonstrations that Raila held in the year, I think 2023, you'd notice Selassie was also in the streets protesting, and he stood by Raila Odinga that time when he felt things were going wrong in the country. So Selassie is just like any other Kenyan who is angry at what Raila did, because people expected him to be the one who oversights the government, who fights for the people, who stands by integrity. So by Selassie feeling that Raila Odinga has betrayed the movement, he chose to call him out, and I think that's it's a good thing, Bonnie. Whenever you feel something is wrong, you have to call it out. If you don't, that's what we call psychophancy. That's what I think the Raila supporters have become. They've become psychophants to the point that they agree with anything he says. If he says today Ruto ni mzuri, venye Jeremiah alikuwa anatuambia anaoshwa kwa mosho mmoja anakuwa msafi. So what Selassie did is what we also saw from the people of Kisii, where they rejected Raila Odinga and they have supported him for many years. See ati watu hawajamsupport, people have supported him, but as of now people feel as if he has betrayed the movement. Even if you saw Bonnie 2 days ago, Martha Karua called Raila out because he felt like Raila abandoned the movement. He abandoned the struggle for liberation in this country. So for what that guy is saying, it's not a good thing that they attacked Selassie, because there are better ways to deal with issues rather than violence. And this is a country, Bonnie, which is in the constitution we have a freedom of speech, and freedom of speech gives Selassie the chance to be able to say whatever he wants, and for Raila to be able to respond. So you cannot beat somebody because he says something that you disagree with. So we have to have some bit of civilization.
That is, of course, one man from the Luyas, point man, saying when he was saying he really condemns the action whereby Peter Selassie was arrested, and also he was assaulted. The word is assaulted by members from Luos, which is said that it's because of what he has been making the social media. Now Gaucho also responded and said that he was condemning Selassie. So this is like a fight that is happening in this country. The two major tribes that we have, in this country, they are trying to throw stones to each other. So what is the end? Does it mean that we have division in our Kenyan politics, Kenyan communities?
Vile mnajua ni Gaucho mwanasoja wa Raila Amolo Odinga. In fact ni disciples, ni mmoja wa disciple wa Raila Odinga. Nataka kusema ya kwamba hii message iende Peter Selassie, ya kwamba Peter Selassie, wacha kuharibu jina ya Wajaluo, ya kwamba hao ndio wamekupiga kwa mpira. Na unajua vizuri ulikuja ukivuta bangi na pale ilikuwa na watoto, ulikuwa unakula cocaine na pale ilikuwa na watoto. Kumake it worse, ulikuja kwa mpira bila kulipa ticket. Na hii ticket inalipwa, watu wanalipa mpira ili isupport coach ya Rambe, isupport wachezaji, isupport wale wamesimamia mpira wa Harambee Stars. Na wewe mwenyewe ni mbunge ambao unafaa uonyeshe mfano mzuri. Haufai kukuja na bangi ukivuta mbele ya watoto. Ufai kukuja kuvuta bangi mbele ya wale walikuwa pale, kwa wale walitoka nje Gabon wakiona ya kwamba honorable anavuta bangi mbele ya watoto. Hii ni nchi gani? Na kusecurity ya mpira kukuuliza ticket ukaanza kutupia ngumi vile umezoea kupigana na baraza huko nyumbani, kupigana na wale wabunge huko nyumbani, kukimbizana na watu kwa mahindi kwa matanga huko nyumbani, ukafikiri hapa pia ni ushago. So mimi nataka kuambia Wakenya kwamba ongeni Selassie akienda kwa mali watu wako awache kuvuta bangi hadharani. Akienda mali watu wako asiende bila kufuata zile sheria ambazo inatakikana kwa hiyo area. Unaona? Ya pili, mimi nataka kuambia Peter Selassie. Peter Selassie, kama party leader wako atusingi Raila Eugene Wamalwa, sasa wewe na natembea mutatoboa kutusi kuweza na Raila Odinga. Enda usome historia ya Wamalwa, kijana baba ya Wamalwa huyu mdogo. Kama yeye ndiye alilemewa na Raila Odinga, wewe utatoboa kutusi Raila? Raila ni secret. Wajaluo wanasema Raila ni juogi. That's why nimekuambia watu wote, mtu yote anaweza leta shida, anaweza fanya madharau yoyote, but hawezi fanyia mtu anaitwa Raila Odinga madharau. Hawezi fanyia mtu anaitwa Mama Ida madharau. Raila Odinga si lazima yeye aambie mtu. Au kitusi Raila Odinga, hiyo umemess. Saa hii mtu anacheza na jina Raila Odinga na una fix na jina la William Samoei Ruto, wewe hiyo ni shida yako. Unaona? Kumake it worse, unatusi Raila Odinga ukivuta bangi. Na Raila Odinga ni Mkristo, Raila ni mtu alipata baptism, Raila ni mtu aliokoka, na anataka good example kwa young generation ambayo inakuja. Na inaonyesha bad leadership kwa wale vijana ambao wanataka viti. So mimi nasema ya kwamba wale hata wakumpiga, wale msalamia, ikumama alikuwa anauza ndizi, alimwaga ndizi yake ndiye alimtubia ndoo. Kama Wakenya mliona ndoo ili alitupiwa. Huyo ni mama ambaye alikuwa anauza ndizi, pia alikuwa anataka kukula ndizi yake bure. Juu alivuta bangi na alikuwa na njaa. Mimi nataka nikwambie, Selassie, utapoteza hiyo kiti yako. Ukiendelea vile unaendelea, enda ulize Wamalwa kijana the late. Enda ulize wakina Vifuli Wakoli. Enda ulize Muskari Kombo. Enda ulize Mungatana. Enda ulize enda ulize Najib Balala. Enda ulize Umingo Magara. Enda ulize Evans Kidero. Enda ulize watu wa Sames na mtu anaitwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Baba Rosemary, Baba Winnie, Baba the late Fidel ambao baada kokoro yetu, Baba Junior. Huyo wachana na yeye kabisa. Na mimi nasema ya kwamba hiyo kitu imekufanyikia ni ajali ya kukosa kuheshimu wazee na kukosa kufuata kanuni ya mpira na zile sheria ya mpira. So ndugu yangu, next time kuwa rada, kwa sababu usipokuwa rada hao watu watabeba sirori yako utembee uchi. So wacha mambo mingi. Raila Odinga sio baraza, Raila Odinga sio sio Kanwale, Raila Odinga sio hao wengine. Raila ni national leader ambaye anaheshimiwa Afrika na ulimwengu mzima. Wewe ni nani? Wewe ni nani Salasia? Iko vijana wanavuta bangi kuliko wewe na onyeshi. Iko vijana wanakunywa kuliko wewe na onyeshi. Relax, wacha, enda polepole kijana mwenzetu. Enda polepole, wachana na Raila Odinga. Tusi mimi, tusi mbunge yote, unaweza tusi hata TJ Kajwang, unaweza tusi Oloch, unaweza tusi nani, unaweza tusi mtu yote, but Raila Odinga tutampe heshima yake, atapewa na nguvu, na ukikataa kumpea na polepole, tuta make sure umempea heshima yake. Ya Mungu azidi kukuweka hizo dawa isikutibu haraka. Amen.
That is Gaucho. He was saying he warning. He is warning Salasia because of what he did. He is not feeling good because of what he did. Of course, he is one of the top fans, and he has been declaring himself as number one follower of Raila Odinga. So you can see those are Raila Odinga fans. They are trying to catalyze the enmity between Luos and Luyas. But Raila has never spoken about this. You know, a lot of Kenyans are trying to speculate that Raila also was in this forum. You attended this game, and that is when Salasia was attacked by members whom they are allegedly being said they come from the Luo region. Now, if we have the division then from the major tribes, you know, we have major tribes, that is Luo, Luyas, we have Kikuyus, we have also Kambas, we have Kalejin, we have the Meruas. So those are the top regions that we have in this country. And of course, when we have these regions now dividing, whereby they are not in good terms, then you tend to know that a lot of things are going to happen. When it comes to distribution of resources, you know, we have now the broad-based government that is made by Kenya Kwanza government together with the Raila Odinga members, whereby Hassan Joe, Badi, Wycliffe Oparanya, they are in the government. And you have also been seeing how the loyal friends and also followers, the likes of Junet Mohammed, they have been making headlines when it comes to the country's National Assembly. When it comes to also the Senate, you have seen how the likes of Senator Cheruyot, Cherargei, and also members who are very close to the Kenya Kwanza government, they are now trying to support. Of course, the ODM members, some said that they will not always be in the opposition area, and they are now in the government. No, it's they work now to push the government to work for the people of Kenya. They were not born to always stay in the opposition. That is what members are saying. But now we are having issues when it comes to these members. We thought Kenyans, they thought that when we have the broad-based government, then things will change. That is the economic situation of the country when it comes to distribution of resources, when it comes to also rules that governs the citizens, then they are going to change. But we have been seeing Kenya suffering because of the health insurance, whereby we are moving from NHIF to SHA. You have also seen Kenyans suffering in the bandits, for example, the bandits who are killing Kenyans in the Elgeyo Marakwet, mostly in Baringo. We have seen Kenya suffering. And now question goes to the cabinet secretary for the Ministry of Interior, that is Kipchumba Murkomen. Murkomen, he has been there, but now we have also seen the headlines today whereby we are seeing Kipchumba Murkomen being questioned his competence when it comes to governing, and also being the leader of the Ministry of internal security, because people are still suffering. We having still we having members whereby some of the chiefs, 6 chiefs, were abducted during the presidential tour that was supposed to happen in Mandera. We have not also gotten information about that. We have also seen Al-Shabaab attacking Kenyans. No, questions are being raised. about the competence of this country's cabinet secretaries. Now we had Deborah Baraza, who is in the Ministry of Health. The other day we had Hanji here, and Hanji was telling us how things are in the Kenyatta National Hospital, that is the KNH, and she was telling us that things are not in good terms when it comes to the Kenyatta National Hospital. Some of machines are not working, and also she was also telling us how they are not aware about the change, because we now have CS Duale. He is the center, he is the cabinet secretary for very sensitive ministry of health, is now headed by Duale. Now Duale is the cabinet secretary for the Ministry of Health, which is one of the sensitive ministries that we have. Now the question is he going to deliver? Is he going to make Kenya the country that will also grow? Because if the main sectors in this country are affected, it means that even the development are not going to be there, because sensitive ministries, they are always very key to the government. Now, leaders are still questioning about how this division of tribes will affect this country. The mountain is alone, the Luos are alone, the Luyas are alone, Kampas are alone. Today we saw we saw President also meeting the Kamba regions, the likes of Senator Maanzo. We saw even governors from Kampani, but we did not see Kalonzo Musyoka in that meeting. Alex, what is your take about President meeting the Kamba region members, top leaders? What does this imply?
For me, I think it's more of a political move rather than a development issue, because even as I said before, he is also planning to visit Mount Kenya. So right now, Professor Kithure Kindiki is preparing the way. He's doing the work of John the Baptist, preparing the way for the president to come and visit Mount Kenya. So first of all, the president doesn't need necessarily to visit certain parts of this country for them to receive developments. That's a very bad mentality that is there in this country. Developments are supposed to be placed in each and every county equally, with or without the president visiting the areas. So I don't think it's a good culture whereby a president has to visit certain areas for him to spell out the development plans he has for the county, so that the people can see. And also, we should also move from this mentality, Bonnie, that the president is the one who is fixing the nation, and yet, Bonnie, it's taxpayers' money that is being used in everything, funding the lavish life, improving the net worth, and everything. It's the taxpayers' money. So when people see developments, it should be a normal thing, because it's the money of the citizens. So him being in Ukambani, I hope so he can try and help the governors, the MPs, to be able to 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 achieve their manifestos, and to come up with developments in places like Ukambani, in terms of sports, healthcare, education, uh, sports and culture, entertainment, everything, to do all of that, and also to account, so that people know. Because if he doesn't account, then people will always be throwing stones at him, saying he doesn't work, saying he's corrupt. So if he is planning to make developments in Ukambani, let him do it, and let him account, so that the citizens can know. And I also advocate for objectivity, as we said in our show previously with Leo. Whenever something good is done, we give the flowers. When something wrong is done, tunarusha mawe. So for me, I will not oppose. I support him trying to push for development projects in places of Eastern. And in his visit to Mount Kenya, I hope so. He's there to finalize on projects, because time is ticking. You cannot keep on saying every time now and then, give us time, give us time, give us time. because 2027 is not fights around the corner. So I believe the president should be going to oversee the projects are being complete, not him starting them right now. Those are my remarks.
Na mimi pia nashukuru sana kwa sababu nimepata muda huko Nairobi ya kusoma mambo mengi ya kwenda juu, ya kwenda chini, ya kwenda side, ya kwenda hii pande nyingine. Na mimi nashukuru sana kwa sababu ile kazi ambayo Mungu ametupea mimi kama mbunge wa Kiharu, ametupea pia uwezo wa kuendelea transforming our communities. Tumekuja kwa sababu ya hii barabara ya hii Kadudu Estate, na hapa sio hii barabara peke yake. Tumeweka pia koroga barabarani ile ambayo iko very steep. Na tumekuwa tukifanya hivyo hapa Kiharu in all the steep areas. Tunaweka hiyo concrete, na tunaweka kwa sababu hatutaki kupoteza pesa ya umma kila wakati kukinyesha. Ukiweka concrete kwa barabara kama zile tumeweka hapa, hata kukinyesha, ile mvua imekuwa hapa Kenya mwaka jana, barabara iliachwa tu bado iko sawa sawa. Tunafanya hivyo pale Murarandia kwa sababu pia iko very steep. Bahali kwingine kule Gaturi, na in all the wards in Kiharu hakuna bahali ya kujaweka koroga. Na kwa sababu iko bei kali sana, tunawekaga pahali ambayo bora haiwezi shika, na ndio maana pahali kama Kadudu ambayo iko steep is one of the areas ambazo tumeweka hiyo koroga ama concrete. Na ya mwisho ni kama hii shule ambayo iko hapa, shule ya Kadudu Primary. It is a new school we are starting, na hiyo shule imegharamiwa 100% na CDO ya Kiharu. Tumeleta cheki ya 5.5 million, tutaongeza ifike milioni 10. Na vile tunafanya kazi hapa Kiharu, hakuna contractor. Contractor ni wananchi wa hapa Kiharu. Ndio maana gharama inaenda chini na kazi inaonekana kwa wingi. Na pia hii mjengo itafanywa kwa hiyo njia ya labor based bado. Ndio watu wa kujenga mawe watoke hii area ya town. Watu wa kujenga wa kupaint watatoka hapa tu. Kwa sababu tunataka hiyo kazi ibenefit pia watu ambao wanakaa area, tunafanya maendeleo. Na ya mwisho, vile tumeendelea kufanya, mimi naonelea kama vile wadosi wangu wamenieleza. Naonelea kama vile wadosi wangu wa Kiharu wamenieleza. Wamenieleza hao ni ngumu sana Mkenya akubuke matamshi ya Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki. Pia ni ngumu sana wakubuke Mkenya yote kukumbuka vile matamshi ya viongozi wetu wa hapo awali. Ile kitu that overrides the test of time is what you do, not what you say. And therefore, even with all the issues that are ongoing in our country politically, sometimes it is also good that we speak through action, we speak through what we are doing, kwa sababu yale tunafanya kama kujenga hii barabara ama shule, hakuna matamshi ambayo inaweza fanya kazi kama hiyo. Ile itafanya hivyo ni vitendo. Na kwa hivyo tutaendelea na hiyo maneno ya kufanya kazi, na tutaendelea kuheshimu kila mtu, na tutaendelea kuachia kila mtu afanye kazi yake, na huyo mwingine anatuachia na sisi nafasi ya kufanya kazi yetu. Na tukifanya hiyo kazi ya heshima, we keep repeating kwa sababu ni important. Nchi inaenda mbele kama watu wanafanya kazi kwa heshima, lakini isifike pahali heshima izidi sana, watu fulani wafikirie kuna watu wako na uoga upande mwingine. Kwa hiyo ni vizuri sana hiyo heshima, mtu afanye kazi yake. Na mimi kama Dede Nyoro vile nimesema hapo awali, na heshimu kila mtu, lakini kwa hii dunia there is only God to be feared, not any human being. Na hayo yote pia tunasema pia kwa heshima. Na ndio maana mimi nimekuja hapa tufanye kazi ambayo inaongea kuliko matamshi. Hii barabara inaongea kuliko hata nikiongea hapa miezi 2, kila asubuhi nakuja hapa kuongea. Kuna matamshi itajenga hii barabara, na hakuna itajenga hii shule. Na wakati hapo beleni ikifika pahali watu wataongea, si mdomo iko hapa.
mdomo iko hapa, watu wako, hakuna pahali tumeenda ama ni aje? Kwa hivyo asanteni sana na Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki.
Nyoro, of course, he did Nyoro when he was speaking after what happened the other day. He was dropped from the budgetary committee of Kenya. And, he has responded for the first time, though indirectly. He had a press at his home, whereby he called a team of journalists, and they discussed a lot of things. But now he has started to release one by one. He's saying that he can only fear God in this country. And in this world, we only fear God. And he's responded to members who are attacking him after he was dropped. Now it's a division of Mountain. Mountain is like they are under siege. Mountain is under siege, and we are seeing members from the Mountain being neglected, being dropped from some of the top positions in the government. And now he's saying that only development. That is when we can remember. We can remember what happened during the Kibaki's era, Kibaki's regime. They really had a lot of developments. We are seeing roads. We see the Thika superhighway, which was built during the Kibaki's era, and that is what he is doing. Kiaru is going to be one of the top constituencies that we have in this country. He is saying that only developments can reach him, but not just words from his mouth. He is also trying to tell also the leaders to develop their constituencies, to make sure that people feel what they're doing, to make people see the kind of development that they are investing. Because if we are having members from all the constituencies doing this kind of job, then it means that Kenya will move ahead. If they do all the same like what Kiaru constituency is doing, then it means Kenya will be a great nation. It means Kenya will move ahead. What did you take home from what he said? That is Didi Nyoro.
For me, the best thing that he said is that we should focus more on developments. That's the elephant in the room, Bonnie. Anytime leaders speak, we have to focus on developments. Like for him, he's pushing so hard to make Kiharu a better constituency in the country. He's pushing so hard to ensure Kiharu people are served, and he's exercising the constitutional right, which all sovereign powers belong to the citizens. So leaders are supposed to serve citizens, and I believe that's one of the things he does. Whether he's the chairman of the budget in the National Assembly or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is him delivering to the people of Kiharu, who gave him a job. And I believe Boni Ndindi Nyoro is doing a great job in Kiharu. He is the second best member of parliament in the country after Babu Owino in terms of development, in terms of working for the people. So that's what we expect, Bonnie, from even MPs from your village, my village, MPs from many parts of this country to have the drive which Ndindi Nyoro has, which is serving the citizens. So, and I believe if he is given more time in Kiharu, is going to transform
it. Majibu, my brother from K24. Yes. You've asked about Kiharu. I am always available to share our experiences in Kiharu.
And I have committed myself that nchi yetu ya Kenya tutaondoa ubaguzi, tutazima chuki, tutaondoa migawanyiko, tutamaliza ukabila, ndio Kenya isimame iwe moja. I know there are people who feel jittery when we talk about equity and equality. There is absolutely nothing to be fearful about, because unity, equality, fairness, justice is good for everybody. And so we must do it together. So, and I want to, because we are in an occasion that has a religious bearing, and we thank God that we can celebrate our religion in different ways, but in harmony as a nation. And we can do it together, that we will pursue the things that unite us, that bring us together, that creates an environment where all our aspirations can be achieved. And I am very confident that we will succeed together. I have said, and I will repeat here, that the government of Kenya is able to carry all of us from different backgrounds, from different communities, different religions. We can all fit in the government of Kenya. And nobody needs to walk out for somebody else to come in. Na kama kumekuwa na mtu mwenye hapo na taswishi kwamba serikali ya Kenya inaweza kututosha sisi wote. Now we have a broad-based government. Everybody is here. Sasa tuko na watu kutoka kila mahali. Na bado haijajaa, iko sawa. It is okay. Hakuna. Nobody has had to leave for others to come in. We are all here. And that is the beauty of our nation. And that is the beauty of unity.
That is, nobody has left so that others can join. Nobody has left so that others can join. Is it true? President is telling us the truth. I don't think whether it's true, but I'm just having this question being asked by most of people. But that was the president one day he was having the iftar dinner. You know, we are in the month of Ramadan. The Muslims are having that fasting. You know, this fasting which takes place at every month of March, whereby they fast from morning. I personally, I cannot fast because I love eating. But anyway, it depends with how you people do your things. But anyway, Muslims are having that fasting, and the president has been attending some of the iftar dinners, which are being organized by the top members. He has been going there making headlines, and it is during that time when we saw him making that headline that he might sack Justin Muturi, because he saw even during the time when they were having those elections, he saw even during the time he was serving as the National Assembly Speaker, he was incompetent. Now, President, he went there, and the second day, that is yesterday, he sacked him. Now, Muturi is at home. Gachagua friends are responding. Gachagua today he was in Kitengela, Kajiado. A lot of crowds came. Do you think Gachagua is going to be the president in 2027? Because personally, I think Gachagua can be the best president of this country. He has been making a lot of moves, and now he is familiar from all over this country, even East Africa, even Africa. They know Gachagua.
Now you see, Bonnie, let us not lie to each other. Rigathi is somebody who has been in power for a long time, Bonnie, and he has been in this Ruto regime. So Rigathi is Rigathi is not any different to Raila, is not any different to Ruto, is not different to any of them, Bonnie. We know this. We know these games. Whenever somebody is out of power, Bonnie, you have to advocate for the citizens. You have to. What am I? Yes, you have to be objective. You have to tackle the issues. So that's what he does. But once he is in power, he becomes a different person. Yeah, like from what you're seeing from ODM. ODM has been the party that has been oversighting the government, is pushing for development. It has been pushing for devolution. But once they're in power, then the dynamics change. So, Bonnie, if you think Rigathi can lead this nation, I will just be recycling the same monkeys in the in the same zoo. So, Rigathi is not an option. That's why we should break this cycle. We need some new blood. We need some new blood in the office to see changes. Otherwise, if we recycle the people like Kalonzo, the people like Rigathi, those people are just the same. The Mudavadi, those people are the same.
Gashagwa making headlines. Also, Martha Karua, yesterday she said that she does not agree with what Raila is doing. She does not agree with what Raila has been doing, joining the government. Kalonzo saw. We have opposition still, but it has not caught attention to Kenyans. The position is still strong in this country. Now we are having members complaining, but as we approach 2027, the question is, who is this leader who is going to change the situation of this country? Because we are having Kenyans being questioned on who they are going to vote for when it comes to 2027 general election. Remember, 2027 is just around the corner, and we are having members coming out to declare their interest in this presidential candidate in 2027. Also, the president has been making headlines that he wants to be the next president for the 5 years so that he can change the situation of this country. I'm just wondering what is that he could do even when he was in power. Remember, this is Kenya, and Kenya always gets a lot of confusion in between the leadership, which raises concern. But now I think the Gen Z are up. The Gen Z, they are going to change what is happening in this country. Make sure you always subscribe to Africa 24 if you are joining us here for the first time. Subscribe to Africa 24 political discussion, and make sure you enjoy this wonderful show here every day that happens at East African time, 10 p.m. The Gen Z are still moving in large numbers, and they want to change the situation of this country. The Gen Z are very active. The Gen Z are aware that they are the only game changers. Do you think that the Gen Z are the game changers in 2027?
So about the Gen Z thing, I've said it a million times. Even Moses Kuria said it. The Gen Z, they can either change this nation, or they can be the one to bring it 2 steps behind. So, but it will depend also with the candidate who will stand. So if right now somebody feels like he or she is a person of integrity and has a good track record, then me I'd say you vie for the presidency, and the youth will give you their vote, because they make up the large part of this country, almost up to 14 million people, and by 2027 we'll have more votes of the youth. So if you're a leader of integrity and you are objective, so I can say you can vie for the seat, and you will get it. The youth will vote for you. Like people are fronting right now the name of the former CJ Maraga. So and that's like laying a good foundation going forward in terms of electing leaders.
Yes, Gen Z, they are going to change the situation of this country. Gen Z, they are going to vote, and maybe if another leader who is going to transform this country. Make sure you join us here every time at 10 p.m. East African time for Africa 24 political discussions that will give you platform also to share with other Kenyans. As you continue to subscribe to Africa 24 in all social media platforms, Africa 24, YouTube, most important, YouTube, like, comment, and share.